What's up, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and Xanathar's Guide to Everything has since released by the time you're watching this video. And while I've already done my What's New in Xanathar's Guide series, I wanted to, rather than bog down that whole video with going through each individual subclass, I decided to make several videos, and during that I'm going to deep dive into the current subclass that has been released in the publication of Xanathar's Guide and compare it to what we saw in the Unearthed Arcana to let you know what's different, what has changed, and just basically to talk it out. So, I guess we'll start at the top of the list with alphabetical order. So we're going to start with the Barbarian-Path of the Ancestral Guardian. So let me jump over here. So this right here is, I'm not going to go because I already did the comparison video of the original Ancestral Guardian versus the revised subclass Ancestral Guardian. So we're going to look at this one and compare it to the one in Xanathar's and see what's different. So we have Ancestral Protector, Spirit Shield, Consult the Spirits, and Vengeful Ancestors. So currently our level 3 ability is Spectral Warriors appear when you enter a rage. They distract a foe and hinder its attempts to harm your companions. While you're raging, the first creature you hit with an attack on your turn becomes the target of the warriors. Until the start of your next turn, or until the rage ends, the target has disadvantage on any attack roll that doesn't target you, and creatures other than you have resistance to the target's damage. Now, we jump over here. Starting at 3rd level, spirits appear, still the same. While raging, the first creature you hit on with an attack on your turn becomes the target of the warriors, which hinders its attack. Until the start of your next turn, the target has disadvantage on any attack roll that isn't against you, and when the target hits a creature other than you with an attack, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by the attack. The effect on the target ends early if your rage ends. You'll see there's a lot of that kind of last sentence there, clarification, which doesn't exist in the Unearthed Arcana. So let's take a look at the comparison. So this was until the start of your next turn or your rage ends. Basically, when the first creature you hit becomes a target until the start of your next turn, or the rage ends, they have disadvantage on attack roll that doesn't target you and the creature. Creatures other than you have resistance. So that seems to pretty much be the same, except now they clarify that the effect on the target ends early if your rage ends, because previously that wasn't the case. So, starting your next turn, target has disadvantage on any attack roll that isn't against you. Targets a creature other than you with attack, so that's basically the same. So, Spirit Shield. Beginning at 6th level, the Guardian Spirits aid you. Spirits that aid you can provide supernatural protection. So if you're raging and a creature you can see within 30 feet takes damage, use your reaction to reduce that damage by 2d8. When you reach certain levels in this class, you can reduce it by 3d8 at 10 and 4d8 at 14. This has been changed to d6s. So if you're raging and a creature within 30 feet takes damage, you can use your reaction to reduce it by 2d6. So that's basically a shift there, and it is still, I think, 10 and 14. Yeah, so they just reduced it from 8s to 6s. Consult the Spirits, got a little bit of a buff. So you can gain the ability to call out to your ancestral spirits. You can cast a Clairvoyance spell without needing a spell slot. Rather than creating a spherical sensor, the spell invisibly summons one of your ancestral spirits. Wisdom is your spellcasting mod, and this is once per short or long rest. Now you can use either Augury or Clairvoyance. Same thing, no spell components required. Still, it summons an Ancestral Spirit, and it is still short or long rest. And then Vengeful Ancestors. At 14th level, your Ancestral Spirits are more powerful. When you use your Spirit Shield, so to reduce the damage that a creature takes by 2d6 currently, but at this point it was... the attacker takes the same amount of damage that your Spirit Shield prevents. It is the exact same here, except now it's obviously D6s as opposed to D8s. So anyway, guys, that is the difference between the Barbarian-Path of the Ancestral Guardian in its Unearthed Arcana form versus its final published Xanathar's Guide to Everything form. Let me know what you think. Do you like the changes that they made, which is essentially... adding Augury as a spell option and reducing the damage of the Spirit Shield from D8s to D6s. I don't know if it was really that powerful to change that it needed to go to D6s from D8s. I'd like to see what you guys have to say about that. But yeah, you'll know this. The barbarians by and far seem to be some of the least adjusted. There are some classes that did get major, I mean, relatively major overhauls that we'll see later on, like War Magic and like Cavalier and things like that. But we'll get to those as we go through the list. So be on the lookout, guys. These videos are going to be coming out pretty much every day for the near future. We're going to go through possibly even multiple times a day, depending on how many of these I get out. So this is the first one, and stay tuned for the next one on the list will be the Barbarian-Path of the Storm Herald. So anyway, guys, I'll see you next time.